welcome everyone. We're so happy you're here today, and we are really grateful for you for your interest in working with the Coordinated Assistance Network and the Foundation for Financial Planning to help veterans and members of the military and their families. The Coordinated Assistance Network is a cloud-based platform that connects with nonprofits across the country to provide a wide range of social services to people in need, primarily veterans and members of the military and their families. We've been working with them to create a pro bono financial planning component. We've been piloting the platform for a couple months, and we're thankful to you for being here and helping us serve this population and provide us with feedback that enables us to make more of an impact in the future. So we welcome any discussion, comments, reach outs from you as you get engaged with this program. And I'd love to welcome our friends from the Coordinated Assistance Network, Steve Stout. And Steve is the guy that is kind of your contact when it comes to working with clients, and he'll help match clients to you for you to provide pro bono financial planning to, and he's available for any questions. And Kyle, who's going to be leading this demo for us, he's a master engineer, and he also is able to help make changes to the platform that makes it a better user experience, and has been an absolute pleasure to work with. So I'd love to turn it over to Kyle to begin the demo.
Yeah, thanks for that intro, Rachel, and the kind words. As Rachel said, this program belongs to FFP. We are simply housing it. So I'll start kind of by saying, if you have questions regarding the counseling protocols or what am I supposed to do once I make contact with my folks, that would be better for Steve and Rachel and Jordan and those at FFP. Steve knows enough to be dangerous, but if it's a real under the covers question, that might be elevated to FFP. Anything related to like CAN portal usage, like, hey, I don't remember where you said to do this, or, I see I have a file, but I don't know where to find it. That should be sent to me. My email is kyle@canportal.org, or you can also email the info@canportal.org that you see here in the top left of our website. I monitor that inbox as well. So if you email that and get a response, it's 99 times out of 100 coming from me. So we're here to support this program as well as you get your legs under you and are having clients assigned and that. So without further ado, our website is canportal.org. We are a nonprofit as well, and as Rachel said, our goal is to create the CRM platform by nonprofits to become the industry standard that they use to run their day-to-day operations, as well as qualify their applicants through an intake process and do file management with them so they can track outcomes and demographics and things. And we'll see that once we get through this initial registration process. But for those of you who have not registered already, you will simply come to our website, canportal.org. You'll see at the top there's apply, and you see what's for you right there, counselors and CFPs. That's y'all. So you'll click that. It'll take you to the next page. The page will explain, you kind of can breeze past this part. You click the sign up now button, and it will lead you through this short form to fill out your information, who you are, how to get in contact with you. Be as detailed as you can here. You can upload a profile picture if you like. Know that your clients will not see any of your personal contact information. They'll see your name and, your gender and your age and things like that, but they will not see, your phone number, your address, anything, not even your email. So I don't want you to be like, ooh, I don't want to put my information here. This is just so FFP knows how to get in contact with you and vet you and all that, but this is never exposed to the clients themselves. But we do want you to be very detailed here. If you're a veteran, you'll see your branch of service field pops up. We want you to select that. And the reason that we want all this information is that as we have people apply and enroll in the program, as Rachel mentioned, Steve is going to look at their profile versus yours, and he has a slick little tool that will allow him to see, oh, this would be a good client to place with this volunteer CFP because they're both Army veterans. They're about the same age. They live in the same time zone, right? We don't want to place you with somebody that's going to be, you know, either difficult because of where you live to get in touch with them, but also it's going to establish some instant rapport, you know, so when you do finally get them on the phone or your Zoom or however you choose to reach out to them, you'll know, oh, this person's also an Army veteran. So you guys can talk about that and kind of get that initial stuff out of the way. So please do be very detailed here. It's going to help us give you better clients, right? It's going to help us match up. The main thing that I need you to remember when you're filling this out, because you can always edit this, obviously, when you log in, you have access to your own profile. So if you become bilingual, of course, you can change it to yes. In that, but in this drop down, what types of counseling do you provide? If you do provide, if you're accredited to provide other types of counseling, if you happen to be a VSO or maybe you're a marriage counselor, I don't know, that's fine. Go ahead and check those off. But definitely you need to check off, I am a certified financial planner. And you'll see when I do that, I get CFP board number. We'll just put in a fake one here. Please include that CFP board ID number. That's what's going to help Rachel and the folks at FFP verify, you know, you are who you say you are. And, you know, you're accredited, certified and all that. And then below that, you're also going to want to check the box for Foundation for Financial Planning in the field that says I have been certified / accredited by or am affiliated with, because that's also going to give, it's just an easier step. One less thing they have to do to kind of vet you and link you to the program. So those are the main things. You want to check CFP, provide your CFP board ID number, and then check that box for FFP. We'll certify that it's correct. And scroll down. Click the submit button. You'll accept our terms of service. I should mention we are a HIPAA compliant platform. So anything you're discussing inside your account with your people is protected. And we do take privacy very seriously. So just know that. And there's going to be a second step of that. So once you finish that application process, you click submit. It's going to spit you out right on your documents section here. And I'm in a low Wi-Fi area in my house. So there we go. All right. The account's been created. Welcome email has been sent to your email address. We'll get to that in a second. The first thing you do when you're logged in here, it's putting you in your certification and endorsement section. You'll see we do have a HIPAA compliance agreement. Go ahead and click that sign icon. This will lead you through the DocuSign process. It's the same as, you know, any other one that you probably have experience with, where you fill in the fields and then, you know, you scroll down to the bottom and you'll sign at the bottom here. This just lets us know, hey, I understand this is a HIPAA compliant platform. I'm going to be responsible in here. I'm not going to pull anything out. If I do, I accept responsibility. Everything in that agreement, you actually did click that box for I accept that in the terms and conditions. But we do have a HIPAA audit, you know, once a year, and sometimes our auditor will pull random, say we need to see, you know, these people's HIPAA compliance agreement signed. Again, it's not like a deal breaker showstopper, but it really does help us at the end of the year that we don't have to come back and get that signature later if we need it. So please do that. There will also be, I'm in our staging server, so everything is going to be very fictitious. So we don't want to breach any HIPAA guidelines, but you may also see a second Foxit eSign preloaded document that will be FFP's letter of engagement, just kind of outlines what's expected of you. And I'm sure you've seen it already, but you'll have a second one here, maybe with another sign box. If you don't have it right away, that's okay. You should have it right away, but if you don't, it's okay. You're going to come back to this many times. So if you see two things, sign them both. If you see the one, just sign the one. From there, you need to go to Browse Opportunities, which you can get here on the left-hand side. Or if you go to your main dashboard, you'll also see there's a button for Browse Opportunities there as well. So you can get it in two places. And while we're on the dashboard, I want you to see, you know, Kyle Test Counselor here. We see his face and he's available and all that. Up in the top, we just have self files. And of course, you can always toggle and show me all my files. You can add your own files in here if you get the hang of it and you really like it. You want to start using this, that's fine. But you'll also see I have no files, and that's okay because I just signed up for the program. So I'm going to go to Browse Opportunities, and I'm going to be looking for the, I want to go to this one, Browse Opportunities, and I'm going to be looking for this Foundation for Financial Planning opportunity. Need you to click the Apply button. When you do that, that's the thing that kind of triggers the linkage between you and the organization so that you can start receiving clients assigned to you. So first things first, you'll sign that HIPAA certification, and then go to browse opportunities and click the apply button for FFP. Once you do that, and I'm not going to do that just yet, you'll also at that point receive that welcome email that, you know, it said you were going to get. It'll come from the Coordinated Assistance Network. It won't come from Steve or Kyle or anybody at FFP. It's going to come from Coordinated Assistance Network. Your new account, it's going to let you know, hey, this is what our mission is. Here's where you're going to log into your account. And then there's some other kind of more specific stuff. You know, you're going to sign that letter of engagement and all that. So this will explain to you what you're needing to do. What I just showed you is explained here. Also, you'll notice there's a PDF here that says program registration and protocols. Everything I'm going to show you is in that PDF document as well. So if you're scribbling notes down, stop and just pay attention, because you're going to get this with screen grabs. It's going to show you, you know, highlighted buttons. Click this button, then click the apply, and then wait for someone to assign you a file, right? So I don't want you to feel like you have to remember everything that we're going over here. When you are assigned a file, at that point, you can kind of sit and wait. When you are assigned a file, you'll get another email from the CAN, Coordinated Assistance Network, and it will say the FFP admin has assigned you a new file. FFP admin is the code name for Steve, who is on this call. So when you see FFP admin, just know that that is Steve Stout, either reaching out to you or sending you something. Won't happen very often, other than you'll see that you get this, has assigned you a new file. If he's tacked on a message, hey, this is your first case, please let me know if you have questions. Counseling companion case is a priority target completion date. If he sets one, we want you to try to get to people as soon as possible, because we know from experience, having run a lot of these programs, when clients come in and they say, yes, I do want financial counseling, or I want to speak to a certified financial planner. When that happens, we need to kind of strike while the iron's hot. If that lead sits around for a while, when you go to call them, they're not going to return your call, right? So Steve tries his best when he gets a notification that he has a new file enrollment. He looks at it, vets it, picks the right CFP to give it to, and we'll assign it usually within an hour or two. You'll get this email, and then we really want you to strike while the iron's hot. You know, don't let it sit around, but it lets it know. Christina Testerman, she's ready to be counseled. She's enrolled. So now when I log back into my account, I'm going to notice some different things on my dashboard here. One, Kyle Test Counselor has a little purple validated badge under his name now. That means that someone at FFP has vetted your CFP board ID number, matched it up and said, yep, this is the person. And also you'll see Foundation for Financial Planning is now up here in our heading, right? So it lets me know I've been linked to the program, and lo and behold, now I have one file on my dashboard. It's letting me know I got one file assigned, and there it is. As you are assigned more files, you'll see that. And again, if you are linked to other organizations, or you're adding your own files in and you just want to see just your FFP ones, if you click that and select it, you'll see it's highlighted in the header there. It'll just show you that. So you can keep yourself straight if you've got, a ton of files coming in, but just the FFP ones will show when you have them selected. So what do I do once I have this file? Well, it's very simple. You'll go to File Management, and you'll see the names of the people that you have open files for. And here's that one that we just got the email for, Christina, financial counseling. She's looking for investment advice. She lives in Michigan, and we know that it came from FFP. And the companion case status in that last column says sent. The other thing to do kind of right away, even if you can't reach out to the person right away, at least click on her name and it will tell you, attention, files and sent status. We want you to review the information in the tabs below. You must change the status to something other than sent on the status tab to remove this notification. And remember to always keep your file statuses updated. I should have put that in bold because this is really important. As you work your cases, as you reach out to your folks and finish them and all that, please keep your statuses updated. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. It says here it's in sent status. We want to review the information and change the status so we don't get this alert anymore. And you'll also see here's the main case that Steve works, and then you're the offshoot here, the sent to counseling. This green bubble is where we live right now. First thing I want you to do is come down here, look at the request info. These are the tab details down here, file details. When I say tabs, this is what I'm referring to. So when I open a file and scroll down, first thing you should do is review some information here. So we're going to see, all right, she has extra money, wants to invest it, and then you can read her long description there. From there, if you'd like, and I encourage you to do this, look through her profile info. This is kind of her civilian information. Where does she live? How old is she? Is she a parent? What's her marital status? Is she employed? If so, she's full-time employed, right? So you might see some information here that might strike a chord with you, or you might see information here that'll, again, give you an opportunity to maybe build some rapport. Be like, oh, my parents are from the Detroit area. Where do you live? I don't need to tell y'all how to do your jobs, but you get the idea. From there, you'll click on the military info tab, and this will show you her veteran or service information. So you're going to see, all right, she was a veteran. She's been out for a while. So, it's been 17 years that she's been out. She was in Army E6, so made it to staff sergeant. That's a pretty good career, right? You'll also see if they're disabled and some other information here that they provide when they enroll. So you won't have to extract this. This is going to come ready-made for you. The next piece of this is I'd encourage you to look at the additional questions here, just to see where they came from. You might know the organization that referred them. And then, do you have any of the following? Select all that apply. There's about 9 things on here. We see she's got a savings account. She is a homeowner and a 401k. So again, your CFP wheel should be turning. All right, what can I talk to her about? Because I was going to say, well, why don't you buy a house if you're renting? But we know that she's a homeowner because we saw that in the additional questions here. So we might encourage her to invest in something else. Once you're satisfied with that, I would say go ahead and go to the status and approval tab and change the status to accepted. You'll see it's a drop down here with the different statuses, and just let Steve know, hey, I saw it and I'm changing the status. Now you can send a message to the applicant, because when you change the status, we will send them something that says your counselor, well, we send them something when you're assigned, and they'll say, your CFP is going to be, Jordan. And when Jordan accepts that and change it to accepted, we're going to send that client an email notification that says, Jordan has changed your status from sent to counseling to accepted. Now, if Jordan wants to write something here, she can type something else like, hey, I'm going to be your CFP. I'm available tomorrow morning if you want to talk sometime between 9 and noon. That works for me. You can certainly tack a message onto that if you want, but you don't have to if you don't want to. If you do, that's fine. They'll see it. If you don't, they just see the notification that you changed it to accepted, and they'll at least know your name. So when you call and leave a message, or you text them or email them, or however you choose to reach out to them, they'll know who you are. You won't be like a stranger. But this lets Steve know, hey, I assigned this person the case, and this person saw it and acknowledged that they assigned it to him. If you go too long without changing that, he may pull it back and assign it to somebody else. So that's why we say, as soon as you get that, if you are able, please log in, review the information, and at least accept it, even if you aren't going to reach out to him until the next day for some reason. And of course, again, as you contact them, please come back in here and change it to contacted. If it's a deal where you contacted them and you're going to set up the counseling for Saturday, okay, fine. On Saturday, change it to in counseling, right? So just always please keep your statuses updated, because that just really helps us with command and control and knowing, where you're at in the process. And if you can accept more files, if you maybe don't want to assign you too many more because you're busy and you're not getting them done for whatever reason. Some other tricks you can use in here, and I believe the protocols lay it out, but Steve, can you remind me what is the expectation for reaching out and trying to contact folks?
Typically within 48 hours, we'd like to see you at least send an email or make the first attempt for a phone call, or even a text message to say, hey, I'm your CFP assigned to your case. I will be contacting you shortly. Look forward to speaking with you, something to that effect. And from there, we would like to have the case completed within a 2-week time frame. That way it's not sitting on your file management table for too long, and it's not kind of just hanging out there. So what we've got in place is 3 contact attempts, both email and telephone. So if you send them an email and you've tried calling them twice, then they've not responded to you, we ask that you go ahead and remove that file to admin hold under the status tab. That effectively takes it off of your file management table and gets rid of it for you, to where you're not having to worry about that client anymore. Now, if they come back and they finally call you or email you and say, yeah, I'm ready for counseling now, I was at the VA getting surgery or whatever, we've had that happen many times, we can pull them back off of admin hold and put that back in open status to allow you to go ahead and counsel them and talk with them. But basically, that's kind of the time frame that we're looking at to move these to completion. Bear in mind, I'll never assign you more than 2 cases. because what I want you to do is to work your cases. Once you've completed a case, I'll assign you another case. But pretty much throughout the entire part of this program that we're doing, you probably won't be receiving any more than 2 clients at one time. Once you've completed those, you will get a new fresh client, either by moving your old clients to admin hold or to completion status.
Right.
So, you know,
I'm going to show that at the end, Steve. You're getting a little ahead
I'm
of me.
sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, no, that's all right. It's good information. We'll talk about admin hold and how to pause yourself on the program if you've not got capacity more towards the end. But let's assume that
And-
everything's going swimmingly.
Wait, and I have one other thing to add regarding reaching out to the clients. So we found that sometimes clients are not responsive, and we urge you just to be patient and try a few times, especially try via text message. Sometimes meeting with a pro bono financial planner can be scary and they don't know who's calling them. So text messaging is just like an easy way that many people feel comfortable with. So if you reach out to them via text message and introduce yourself, you might have more luck scheduling your call with the client. And then second, sometimes clients, you know, are kind of nervous about speaking with you. And we found that using email, or text message and encouraging them to email you or message you a few questions that then you can respond to in writing via the CAN portal might be a way to complete the engagement, give them some help, maybe not as complete as if you had a conversation with them, but it's a great way to help them.
Right. Good point, Rachel. I was going to bring that up as well, that if you do have email back and forth, that counts as a completed counseling. You don't have to do a Zoom face-to-face with somebody for that to be a successful engagement in counseling. So keeping your statuses updated is important. But as Rachel said, you know, you might go from the contacted phase right to completed because you're shooting emails back and forth over the course of a day. You don't have to make a stop at each. You know, you can jump from one to the next if you need to. There are tools for you though. If you are going to do type like face-to-face, hour-long, you know, Zoom counseling sessions, there are a lot of tools available in here. The documents tab. If you want to upload something and share with them, or you'd like them to share a document with you, you can share documents back and forth using this. You can request them, or if you've got them on the phone, you can be like, hey, can you share your latest bank statement with me if they're comfortable doing that, right? They can upload it to their CAN account and then choose to share it with you. You'll also notice on all these tabs, there's a little click here to see in action, or it might say click here to learn more about this tab here or there. Those are 30 to 60-second tutorial videos that basically are down and dirty. What is this? What does it do? And why should I care about it? You'll kind of get your stride. So you can use as much or as little as this as you like. I will tell you there's a nice place for you to keep notes, and we do want you to keep notes when you attempt to contact someone. So you could say called and left voicemail, right? So as you do your reach out attempts, please do make a note. You can also make notes for yourself here. If somebody's like, hey, I only have 10 minutes, but I'd like to ask this question and then maybe have, you know, a longer session later based on the answer, that's okay. You can write all your notes in here. These are just for you to see. You can't even accidentally share these with the person. They won't see this at all. They will really only see the status changes that you make, obviously the information in their own profile, and then any documents that you share with them. They really won't see anything else that you're doing in here or working with. I will also tell you, we do have a pre and post assistance survey that you don't need to worry about, other than if you want to review that information. The first time they answer them will be upon enrollment. So I am worried, anxious about my finances, and we see that it was answered strongly disagree. So this might inform some of what you talk to them about, but you might review this, you might not. Just know that it is there. And then we also have some handy calculators that a CFP friend of ours kind of gave us, like the 15 most standard ones. So you can do calculators as part of your counseling and share those with your person while you got your screen shared. Or after you're done with them, you can save them and actually share them, you know, as a PDF where they can see, hey, this is what your 401k will be like in 20 years if you do the contributions that we talked about. We also have some assessments here. You're probably going to mainly use that top one if you want to. It's a deep dive financial assessment into income, assets, liabilities, and expenses, and it shoots out a summary with a debt to income ratio and net worth. Adding things on here is very easy. You can say, okay, you know, you got 4,000 in your checking account. I click the plus sign, it'll give me another deal. Okay. And in the savings account, maybe they have, you know, 40,000, right? 49,999. So you'll see this is a handy tool, not required, encouraged, but not required. And then again, it will talk about, you know, hey, what is my net worth? What is debt to income? Am I, based on what I'm showing here, going to be above or below, you know, zero for my monthly net dollars, right? Like, so it's kind of a budgeting tool as well. If you want to use this, it's totally up to you. But it is a good teaching point. What is net worth? You can help them understand it. You know, what is a debt to income ratio? What is a good one? What is standard? What is not? Further down from here, you can provide an action plan. So if you, in the course of doing this assessment, realize, hey, they own like 7 jet skis and they only have 2 people in their house, they could probably sell some of those. Or, you know, maybe they're spending too much here, and you want to say, hey, if you just cut your cable bill down in half, you could take that money and invest it, or whatever it is, right? You can provide an action plan. And these will show to the person as kind of like, hey, these are some steps I recommend you take. They will show to them as tasks, but they aren't required that they do them. I just wanted to show you that because I think it's a neat tool. Some of you might want to use it. From there, what do we do when we're done with our counseling, whether it was via email or Zoom or however you chose to do it? Well, when you're ready to close out a file, you'll come back in and you'll come to the checklist, and you'll see we've got all the things that we allow them to ask for, but we want you to tell us what you talked about. So in the request info, you know, this person is looking for investing advice, but on the checklist, so we're going to put investing. Maybe your session meandered into some improving credit score and managing debt areas, and also just some basic budgeting advice. Please go ahead and check the boxes of anything that you talked about with the person, and remember to click the save button. Because this allows us, we can run a report where we can then show funders and donors and put in marketing materials. You know, hey, people are coming in asking, majority of them are asking for investing advice, but not only are we talking about that, but our CFP volunteers are also doing basic budgeting things. A lot of them are talking about managing debt and improving credit scores. We're able to see what all you talked about, not just the one thing that the person thought they wanted to know about, right? You're the expert. You're going to kind of know more than them. You might say, well, you're asking about investment advice, but actually what you're talking about is retirement planning and accounts. You know, you're not talking about, you know, going, you know, high risk, high reward stocks right now. That might be a different time of your life, but for now, let's talk about that. So just please remember, before you close a file, to go through and check off everything that you talked about, and then go to status, and you'll change it to completed. Now, you'll notice, like Steve said, that will move it from your active file to your closed table. If someone is unresponsive, that's okay. You'll see we have an admin hold here where you can put them on admin hold. You'll select a reason. You can type a message to the applicant, like always, like, hey, I tried to reach out to you several times. I didn't hear back. You know, please email me or send me a canned message or whatever it is if you still want to receive this. When we click submit, it's going to say, it's going to move it to your closed files. Yes, I want to continue. And then it's going to allow you to select a reason, right? Most of the time it's going to be unresponsive. A lot of these other things are not really realistic, but you know, if you need an other, there's a field for you to type other, but let's just put unresponsive, and we'll click submit here. Now, what this will do is this will send that person an email saying you've been placed on admin hold. If you need to get in touch with us if you want to continue. So we see our table's empty. Where did it go? Well, we got this big file button over here that says closed files. If I click that, I will see I've got actually 2 closed files here. So let's say Christina comes back and she's like, hey, like Steve said, I'm sorry, I was busy, but I'm ready now. We just got the admin hold. So we go to closed files, we find Christina. All we have to do is change her status back to something that's active. We'll pick contacted. We click submit. And when I go back to file management, it'll show you. There it is back on our active table. If I go to closed files, I'll see the other closed guy. That's actually me. But if you are going on vacation or you get so busy somewhere else where you're like, hey, I don't want to leave the program entirely, but I need 30 days. Don't send me any more new files for 30 days. Just go back to your dashboard. And this is also, you can do this in the file management table as well, but I'll show you how to do it from here. It's the same process. Select Foundation for Financial Planning, make sure it's illuminated, and you'll see we've got the status that's a green bubble. If I click it, it'll say, do you want to change your status with this partner? Yes, I do. I can either enter an auto reactivation date. So if I say, yeah, give me till the end of November, and then you can start sending them to me again. that will put you on a hold status where Steve will know not to. I don't even think he can select your name to send you one by accident. So you can do that. You can place yourself on hold or pause at any time. If you don't know when you're going to be, ready to receive new clients, you can just say, hey, I'll manually reactivate. But then you got to remember, I got to log in and change it from red to green. If you do have open files, it'll ask you, are you going to finish the open files you have? Or are you going to send them back to us? And if you say, nope, I can't even do the ones I got, it'll send them back to Steve and he will reassign them to someone else. If you want to be removed from the program completely, which we hope you don't do, you'll see there's a remove me from program link. If I do that, I simply click yes, and then you will be disengaged and you will not receive any new files. So I think that's pretty much it. Rachel, did I miss anything? Jordan, Steve?
I don't think so.
Okay. The rest of these sections, I encourage you to take a cruise through, while you're waiting for your vetting and your first client. Go ahead and, poke around. As I mentioned, we do have the certifications and documents section where you're going to be landed when you first create. You can add new documents here. You can upload all your licenses and accreditations if you like. You can add your own files. You can do a lot of neat stuff in here. And each one of these will have, like I mentioned, click here to learn more about this section and other intake methods. So if you're in a section and it's not inherently obvious what that section is meant to do, there should be a link for you to watch one of those quick videos. And again, they're very short, between 30 and 60 seconds. And other than that, again, look at that PDF. That's going to have everything that we just went over on it in the welcome email. And again, protocols and program questions should go to Steve and FFP, and usage questions should come to me.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions?
No, it's mostly just navigating the site.
Yeah, and we did try to make it pretty utilitarian. You'll notice our buttons have the full, it doesn't just say input, it says mass input from Excel. Like, we try to make it very paint by number, just because we don't want you hunting and going like, where's this feature at? How do I get there?
Right. Yeah. So, and I think like some of the most important things to know are how to update your status. And that's really important because it helps match you with clients, and it helps Steve kind of manage all of the engagements to know where you stand. And text message clients if you're having trouble reaching them, and just be patient with responsiveness.
Sounds good.
And then FFP, and I'll send a follow-up. We've developed a website that will put this recording of this training demo on the website. We've also created 2 quick start videos, one for how to get started with the CAN, and the second, how to navigate meeting with clients on the CAN, and also a little PDF that has some basic steps. So we're trying to make it easy for you. But we're always open for questions and feedback, and we just really appreciate you doing this. You're really going to make an impact.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like all the tools that are in there too. It's going to be a good couple of days, and just sitting down and looking at all the tools that are available, and then to go ahead and fill in everything, just wait for the clients. And I know I'm not in it alone. So this is pretty nifty.
Thank you. And speaking of that, Rachel, Jordan, we need to be in touch with you on the verbiage for the pop-up on our homepage that will direct people to the to enroll in the program. I think we're ready to open that up. So
okay.
It's certain for new applicants. So let's get the word out.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks.
Great.